Hey, Lucas here. Wanted to talk about tapping on the Delta drill press here. Got a tapping head for it. We're going to put that on. It's called a Jarvis and it's designed to fit this machine. We're going to first have to take off the chuck and take off this depth stop system. So I've already got things loosened up here. So let's start with the chuck. We're going to use a drift and drift this out of here. Tap that in there. Sometimes it's a little bit of a juggling act trying to hold on to everything. That's a method I use. It seems to work pretty well. Okay, so after we've gotten the chuck out of the spindle, we're going to take the depth stop out of the way. Depth stop system. That's here. Got everything loose. It's easier to take it out like this. You can take it out with this in place, but it's just easier to do it without it. So that's the depth stop system. Leave the snubber in place, it won't get lost that way. So the tap head has a Lovejoy coupling in it, and we have to adapt the Lovejoy coupling to the spindle drive, which is Morse taper 2. So we have this adapter. We're going to drive that home. That's all there is to that. Clean this up a little bit. And we're going to install the tap head. And that's right here. So it's a Jarvis Torqomatic. Its capacity is number 10 through 3/8 of an inch. Spin that out of the way. And as we're putting this in, we can observe the Lovejoy coupling right here. And we may have to nudge things a little bit to get them to line up. Not really a big deal. And in fact, one can actually use the table to kind of press it home. I've got it home now. It didn't take much but hand pressure to get it there. But you can also use the table to drive the two pieces home in the Lovejoy coupler. Wasn't necessary this time. If you find it so, that's a nice tip. It works great. So I think you want to leave a little bit of clearance between axially and the Lovejoy coupling. So I'm going to just tap this down just a tad, like so. And tightening these up, this system now will resist the torque of the tapping operation, both inserting the tap and withdrawing the tap. There's two different types of torque reactions that occur. So the system takes care of that. The only, now we're going to install the tap. And what we've got is a 1/4 20 tap. And this is a pretty slick little tapping chuck. So I'm going to try and get a close-up on that. Okay, so here's our chuck. Here's our tap. Inside the chuck is a Jacobs rubber flex collet, and it only requires 2 collets to cover the whole range that this thing is good for. So the rubber flex collet looks like that, and these have gotten quite cheap. This one was 15 bucks brand new. They were like $80 not that long ago, but the Chinese are manufacturing these now, and they've gotten much cheaper as a consequence. Here's our tap. It's going to go in like that. Now, the collet really only locates the tap centrally in the drive system. The actual drive forces are taken up by this little clamp here. So the clamp is actuated by an Allen wrench, which we're going to put in here. It's an 1/8 inch Allen wrench on this size, and this size Jacobs chuck. Then, to keep everything locked in place, we're going to use 2 wrenches. These happen to be thin wrenches. They're adjustable wrenches that are, they're like a cone wrench for a bicycle. They're thin. A standard wrench probably wouldn't fit in here. Okay, so enough about that. Now we're going to actually run it and tap something with it. So we're going to put the tap directly over the opening in the table. We've got a piece of aluminum. It's already had some pilot holes drilled in it. And I've run this a couple times now. So it's got several pilot holes, but we've got 2 fresh ones here that have not been tapped. There we go. Okay. So now I've got 2 pilot holes here, and we're going to give a little shot of lubricant on the tap and the holes. And we're going to go ahead and fire this up. That's hole number 1. Hole number 2. It's going to be hard to show these, but it was these 2 holes, and they look just fine. No pull out, no stripping. Everything looks great. That is aluminum. It's about a 1/2 inch thick plate. So assembling the tapping head to the drill press is really not a very difficult operation. I will mention that I've got the belt on the drill press on the second to the slowest level, and then I've got the VFD at 30 hertz. So we're at half speed on this and near the lowest speed on this. So we're probably a little slower than you'd be able to get by putting the belt on the absolute lowest position on the pulleys and running it at full speed. So that's the Jarvis. It works great. It's been totally stripped. There's no paint on it. There are no cracks. There's no welds. There's no repairs. Everything looks good on it. It's called a Torqomatic, Torqomatic. Serial number is on here. It's 377839. And I'm guessing it's from the 60s, but it sure seems to be working great. So this is the tapping head. This is what it looks like. Because it actually fits a couple of different machines, it has these shells in here that take up some of the diameter on the clamping system here. So hey, this is Lucas with this great old tapping head designed for the Delta drill press. It's a nice combination. It seems to work really well. This is Lucas signing off.